Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the R2R Broadcast Network live coverage from the Round of 6 finale in the R2R Winter Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway, also known as Echo Park Speedway, but I don't call it that. I believe it's Atlanta Motor Speedway still, so I'm going to call it that. And we are here tonight at a 1.5 mile super speedway to finish off the Round of 6, the final super speedway race on the season, which also means we are running trucks tonight instead of the ARCA car for that reason. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Zachariah Cartledge, ready to take you through this entire night of action. I appreciate having all of y'all late in the season to have more Winter Series action underway. This is the R2R Winter Series powered by Top Speed Graphics. Let's get them started. Before we go any further, point standing so important tonight. 3 drivers go home, 3 drivers move on to the championship round following this round. Aiden Arevalo obviously won yesterday he won at Las Vegas. He is locked in to the round of 3 championship round. William Schmidt at 31.25 should be good as long as he has a good result tonight. The main battle is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Herring in a tough spot, probably needs a win. Tobin, Youngblood, and Davis all in a shot to still points their way in, but of course a win would seal the deal for sure for that 3rd and final spot. Going to be so important to see who gets that final spot here tonight. And obviously, this is the last race in the round of 6. 3 races remaining following this. Charlotte Roval, Iowa, and Phoenix across the next 2 weeks. But obviously tonight is so important because 3 drivers go home, 3 drivers move on. And as we saw in the point standings, 4 drivers most likely going to be fighting for that final spot here tonight. And with that being said, that's all the information I have. With that being said, we're going to have a quick commercial break, and then we're going to kick it off here from Atlanta as the drivers currently starting their qualifying laps. Hey everybody, it's Zachariah, founder of R2R SimStock Motorsport Club and R2R Motorsports. If you're like me, trying to get into racing, obviously you're going to find out at some point that the graphics you make are probably not going to look that good on the track. I mean, you can look at a few of these examples on the screen right now, but it's quite obvious that at some point you're going to want to have a company start making stuff for you. And that's where Top Speed Graphics comes into play. Top Speed Graphics specializes in any sort of racing design, from painting your race cars to wrapping your race cars, to stickers, to t-shirts, even to ambulances. They wrap ambulances. Isn't that awesome? Top Speed Graphics is based out of Orchard Hill, Georgia. Now, a lot of people are probably going to just watch this video or commercial right now and say, wait, I don't even live in Georgia. This doesn't even matter to me. Why am I watching this? Well, if that is the case and you don't live in the middle of Georgia where nobody else lives, then you're in luck, because they can also promote to anywhere in the United States. All you have to do is send them the graphics or send them the product you want to be worked with, and they can send it right back to you. And they're also a Christian-based company, so they're very tight-knit, family-based, and they really love serving their community. Once again, thank you Top Speed Graphics for being the title sponsor of the R2R Winter Series. If you need anything from fleet branding to lettering to signage to vehicle, trailer, and truck work, apparel, or more, feel free to call them at 470-712-8052. You can also go to their website or contact them through email. If you have questions, you can also ask me and I can direct you to the correct link. And without further ado, let's get right back to the racing action. Drivers currently finishing up their qualifying laps, and actually they just finished the qualifying session as we saw William Schmidt do a quick celebratory slam into the turn 2 wall before the qualifying session ended. This is your starting lineup as we kick off this final race tonight in the round of 6. Let's check him out before we interview that number 1 spot. Looks like it's going to be Miles Davis in a spot where he needs a good night to lock himself into the round of 3. He is starting on the pole. How about the playoff drivers starting 1, 2, 3, 4? Arevalo locked in, but Tobin and Youngblood starting 2nd and 4th are in must-win situations. Tonight is huge for them. They need to get home with a victory here tonight. We're going to see if it's possible. Gavin Smith rounding at your top 5. He was so close to making the playoffs earlier this season before, of course, he missed it by 5 points over Caden Gulo. He's starting in P5 along with many others. We're currently under a warm-up, so with that amount of time we have, we're going to talk to a driver who needs to get a win tonight, most likely to lock himself into the round of 3. It's Wyatt Youngblood. Let's get a word with him. Going to get in the voice call right now and have a word with the number 61. Hey, Wyatt Youngblood, it's Cartilage in the booth. You have a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, obviously, you don't need a win to move on. If Davis does finish last and you finish 2nd, you could technically still point your way in. But tonight is pretty much win or go home. So what's the goal here tonight? I know you have all your teammates surrounding you. Best case scenario for you is to work with them the whole night. But I'd love to ask you personally, what's the goal here tonight at Atlanta?
Yeah, well, the goal is to obviously come out on top and win the race and secure myself the round of 3 spot. But yeah, I'm going to try really hard to stick with Aiden, Mateo, all of my teammates, Zayden, and hopefully if we can all stick together, I'll have a really good result, and it'll put me in the round of 3.
Absolutely, and, you know, so much can go down here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Obviously, the carnage could be something that could, you know, be a factor as well. You have a fast repair in your pocket, so do you plan on being up in the front to start this race, or probably laying back and, you know, avoiding wrecks?
I plan to be at the front leading. I feel like you have a better shot of avoiding wrecks if there's not a wreck in front of you. So, yeah, and I mean, unless I get shuffled mid-pack, I'll probably try to sit up front and just hold the lead, hold top 5, and stay out of the wrecks.
All right, well, good luck tonight. Big night for you, surrounded by your teammates. Hopefully you can get it done, and until then, good luck.
Thank you.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to talk to one of Youngblood's teammates now, and it's a fan favorite, of course. It's Aiden Arevalo in the 16. He's also, of course, our onboard camera sponsor tonight, so let's get a word with him. Let's see how he is doing. Of course, he just won yesterday, so he's already locked into the next round. But I'm sure he would love... Oh, my goodness. He's destroying his car in the warm-up. Let's go ahead and have a word with him in the booth. Hey, Revelo, it's Carlo. In the booth, you have a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, okay.
I'm going to do this for this one time.
All right, well, you won yesterday, so you're already locked in, and I completely forgot that you had... a truck tonight, so I had to make you a quick test car pretty much for the Master Audio Post Productions. I just put their sponsors on the car, slapped them on. But we're also going to go ahead and display a picture on the screen. I think you already know what it is. I got to find which one it is, but
Is it the
yep.
The light one?
There we go. So there's the real Aiden Revelo on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, as he's whatever they call that. What do they call it? Auramaxing? What do they call it?
I don't know, Moggin. I guess
He's mogging. He's mogging on the camera. I took that before the race started. I thought it was really funny. But anyways, you have a win tonight. Obviously, you're locked into the round of 3. I'm sure you'd love to get a second win, but you also have a teammate who needs to lock his way in. What's the goal tonight for the 16?
Our goal for R2R
Oh my
Esports in
gosh.
this race is to push Wyatt Youngblood to the win. A very good race car driver, MSJ, especially at the super speedways. We got a very fast Mass Audio Post Productions Toyota Tundra. And we're going to try to get our teammate Owen here to lock himself into the round of 3.
Was that a dare?
No, I just decided to do it.
All right, well, that was pretty good. That's you should be, honestly, dude, you should be a, what are those people that pretend to be voices? Because you're really good at Lee Diffie, too. I feel like
Voice actor?
A voice actor. You should be a voice actor. Maybe Rashad from Mass Audio is a voice actor. Maybe I'll hit you up with him.
Rashad, bro, Rashad. What?
Well, it's time to get the grid up, so I'll kick you off. I'll let you start racing. Until then, though, good luck, and hopefully you can get that number 61 a push to victory lane here tonight.
We'll get that number 61 to victory lane here at Atlanta.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, it's time for the grid. Hopefully y'all had a nice pre-race laugh with that. Express Wave saying Aiden is so tough. I agree. He's pretty tough. That's why he's in the round of 3 before anybody else. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the grid here from the R2R Simstock Motorsport Club and R2R Winner Series. So let's go ahead and kick it off as the drivers are now getting their cars lined up here tonight. Cars gridding up for the first time here, and let's check out your starting lineup. Miles Davis starting on the pole. Let's go ahead and put this playoff picture as well on the screen so you can see right there. Arevalo has a win, but Miles Davis starting on the pole. He's third in points right now. A win would definitely do him numbers, but he has a 9-point cushion. Actually, sorry about that. Make that a 7-point cushion on Wyatt Youngblood, and a few points back, Davian Tobin and Jordan Herring. Of course, a win would definitely help him. And look who's starting on his outside. Davian Tobin, another round of 6 driver in the hole, needing a win here tonight to lock himself in. Aiden Arevalo, who already won yesterday, starting in P3 with Wyatt Youngblood, his teammate to the outside. We talked to him in the pre-race, and Arevalo said he's going to try to push Youngblood to the victory because he is in a points hole, needs to win this race, most likely to lock himself into the next round. Gavin Smith back there in P5, good starting position for that number 13. And William Schmidt, who is pretty much locked in P2 for the round of 3, would love to get a win as well, I'm sure, tonight to continue to prove why he is the most dominant driver this season. Derek Scodell, Chase Ingram, Mateo Mitchell, and Jamie McKinney round out your top 10. Zeta Cortinas and Isaac Smith, your fast 12. And rounding out your field tonight, a few competitors in the back. Jordan Herring, who also needs a win to lock himself in the next round. Jaden Mazel, Michael Pravat, Kate Agulo, Jackson Cunningham, Levi Leip, Perez, and Michael Good are going to be officiating. And Cam Geethers rounds out your field. Actually, Michael Good is racing. So, Perez racing, Michael Good in the field as well here tonight. Glad to see him back as well. We're going to try to push the viewership more for the summer series. We had over 30 plus every race until the summer, or excuse me, until the spring came around during the playoffs. So we got to find a way to retain viewership the entire season. But we appreciate the people who are watching here tonight. Expresswave, Ingram, and obviously the people who are also watching back at home. So much can happen here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. They have 80 laps to decide who is going to the next round. 2 playoff drivers who need a win tonight. Davis and Tobin are going to lead us to the green flag. Pace car is down. Let's kick off the round of 6 finale at Atlanta Motor Speedway. To the restart zone we go, and green flag in the air. Miles Davis leads the field to green, and we are underway. Already some shuffles throughout the field. Youngblood makes a move to the inside lane, linking up with his teammate Aiden Arevalo right ahead of him. Exiting turn 2 for the first time here tonight. Miles Davis still out front. The whole entire field continuing to stay clear of any carnage for now. And it looks like already a move trying to be made early. Here comes Aiden Arevalo to the outside lane. He wants to lead this race early. To the outside lane he goes, and he will lead the first lap here tonight. Oh no, trouble on the inside lane. Gavin Smith went for a spin. It looks like he'll hold on to it. We stay green for now. That 13 goal bowling machine has saved it, but now he's stuck in the back of the field. Needs some hope and some help to get back up to the front. Some already moves to the outside lane being made. William Schmidt, Caden Gulo, Chase Ingram down to the inside lane to push Miles Davis. That 79 of Schmidt has won 6 times this season, but Arevalo beat him last night in the round, so he is the number 1 seed right now. That's the beauty of playoff racing, but if he gets a win tonight, that 79 will be top of the boards and be the number 1 seed heading into the final round of the playoffs. I'm sure he wants to get that done here tonight. That number 84, Jamie McKinney, was not in the playoffs this season, started a bit too late, but that Cottingham Racing Machine picked up his 2nd win last night at Thompson. He wants to pull off the hat trick before the season ends. Watch out for that 84. Guarantee you he's going to be there when it matters most. Up to P2 right now, as well as that Dr. Pepper Chevrolet of Davian Tobin. That truck needs to win tonight to lock himself in. Checking out that point standings, he is a grand total of 9 points behind the cut line. It's doable, but he would prefer a win, I'm sure. Currently in P2. Early on in this race, going to try to get it done as the race progresses. The beauty of the internet. Miles Davis was blinking out in the middle of the field there for a second. We saw it on the broadcast. It seems like that he is back into frame. For now, we stay green. One car is heavily loose on the outside lane. It looks like it's going to be in the back of the field with Jaden Mazzell and a few others. A few cars are also blinking across the racetrack as well. That was Jaden Mazzell in the 77. So some drivers with internet problems early. Caden Gulo really loose on the inside lane. He holds on to it, and now a huge wreck ensues up front. Multiple cars involved. The 14 involved. Looks like a few others as well in the back of the field. Michael Pravat. He was telling us in the pre-race how he had so much unluckiness here early in the season. He's involved as well. And ladies and gentlemen, looks like Miles Davis, a playoff driver. That's not what he wanted to see. Looks like he also has damage early. Let's go back and see what happened. First wreck does involve playoff drivers. We saw a bunch of drivers were actually having internet issues throughout the first few laps of that race. Miles Davis was blinking in and out of the frame quite a bit there before he came back into the shot. And of course, that's when the caution flew. Here's Michael Bravat's onboard camera. Oh, got a little bit too forward there. Let's check it again. Let's check out this wreck, which was the first one here tonight. Riding on board with Michael Pravat. Caden Gulo slipping across the racetrack. We were watching that incident, and then all of a sudden up front, oh no! Miles Davis had a blinking episode, completely out of frame. That's what happened. And he completely lost control of that race car in front of the field. So internet issues caused the first wreck. So Davis, already having internet issues early, that's not what he wanted to see because he needed a good result tonight. And now he's down pit road. Internet can obviously change your entire season, and Davis is now going to be in the back of the field with the blinking episodes. Even though you're a playoff driver, if you're going to have incidents like that where you blink out in the middle of the field, you are going to be forced to have to stay in the back of the field until it gets fixed. And unfortunately, he's also the pole sitter this race. And as we were checking earlier, he needed a good result tonight. He only had 7 points over Wyatt Youngblood. If he finishes last, he will definitely not be making the playoffs. So he's got to figure it out here early on here with some issues. William Schmidt leading early here with Aiden Arevalo in second place. Once again, the top two this season are 1 and 2 on the racetrack, with McKinney in third, who's arguably the third fastest driver. Cream rising to the top here early. Stick with us as we have plenty more racing action to come from Atlanta. Welcome back on the R2R Broadcast Network. Live coverage from Atlanta Motor Speedway and the R2R Winter Series, the round of 6 finale. And at the line, we will go 1 to green. William Schmidt and Aiden Arevalo will be your row number 1 as we kick them back off. Alright guys, I'm back. We are back on the broadcast, and Arevalo and Schmidt row number 1, with Tobin and McKinney row number 2. Farther on back to Cortinas and Ingram row number 3. And we're going to go back to the restart this time by... Still plenty of racing action to come if you just now joined us. Only 8 of 80 laps completed as the race continues to progress. Already issues early on with a few playoff drivers. Miles Davis. A few ones, though, are actually doing pretty well. Schmidt, Arevalo 1-2. Tobin back in 4th. Youngblood back in 7th. Maybe some work for him to do for now. Plenty of playoff drivers in the front of this field trying to lock their way in. Pace car back down. Yes, he does think he's the pace car, some German guy. Back to the restart zone we go, and green flag back in the air from Atlanta once again.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh no, now Davey and Tobin blinking a little bit entering turn number 1. A lot of internet issues tonight. We haven't seen that a lot from this season for these drivers. Them having their own internet issues, but looks like he's back into frame. Off of turn number 2, Schmidt and Arevalo side by side, even as we come across the back straightaway on lap number 9. The outside being pushed by Tobin, the inside pushed by McKinney, with Arevalo and Schmidt up in the front of that pack. Already 3 wide, looks like Tobin is getting sorted out. The R2R Esports drivers, the 50 of Cortinas and the 61 of Youngblood, starting to get connected. They're going to force the 65 into a 3rd lane. Back entering turn number 1. Oh, a little bit tight there. Youngblood has to squeeze up a bit. There's his teammate, Mateo Mitchell, right behind him. Already packed up and a bunch of racing action here early. How about Derek Spladell now 3 wide with Tobin? That's what happens when you get stuck on the outside lane. That 65 went from 2nd place, and now he's fallen all the way back outside the top 12. That's all it takes when you get formed out of line like that 65 is right now. And they're 3 wide in the back of the field, continuing to battle on back with a few playoff drivers, including Herring and Tobin. In the front of the field, though, it's still Schmidt leading. Arevalo is trying to get the outside lane working. Check this out. The R2R Esports 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside lane, trying to get it running. Led by Aiden Arevalo, being pushed by Zayden Cortinas, but for the time being, Schmidt and McKinney on the inside lane have a small advantage. We're going to see if that continues to be the case. At the line, it's going to be close. Give the lap to Arevalo. He once again leads. Packed up across the racetrack right now, entering turn number 1 on lap number 12. It's going to be like this from the start all the way to the end. That's the beauty of Atlanta. They're going to be battling head to toe until that final lap, and only one of them can come home the winner. Arevalo is trying to get another push from Zayden Cortinas. The problem with these trucks is one small tap that goes wrong on the pushes, and your car completely idles out. It could cause a massive wreck. So that's why these drivers aren't immediately just pressing the bumper of the driver ahead of them. They're trying their best to give them light taps, especially here early when they don't need to force a wreck. And that's why both lanes are completely even right now, entering turn number 3 on lap number 13. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 across the racing surface. Not a single centimeter separates these cars. And they're still side by side up front. Once again, get that lap to Arevalo. Let's ride on board as he tries to continue to fight the inside lane. When you're in the lead and leading your respective lane, you're not just racing ahead of you. You're not just focused on the track forward. You're also driving backwards. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean you're looking in your rearview mirror the entire time. You want to make sure the guy behind you is locked onto your back bumper in a way where you're not going to get turned. And at the same time, you're watching to the left of you to make sure that line is not going any faster than you. So when you're in the lead, your eyes are all over the place. Luckily for Arevalo, he has a teammate pushing him. So he's going to be all clear for now unless something very, very wrongly timed happens. And they are still side by side up in the front. Still 2 by 2 across the racetrack. Schmidt doing a good job on the inside lane right now, trying to get that push from McKinney to continue to challenge Arevalo on the outside lane. He's doing a pretty good job right now. McKinney doing a good job pushing. Like we said, all it takes is one wrong move to be pushed. And it looks like the 79 got a little bit wiggly there, so Arevalo once again leads the field entering turn number 1. The problem is for Arevalo, he has teammates pushing him. I guarantee you, he's not going to switch to the inside lane until at least one of his teammates can go with him. So maybe he's waiting for that 50 to also get clear of the 79 until they finally make a move back to the inside. Only time will tell, though. 3 wide on back. Derek Squadell, Michael Good, and Michael Bravad. How about Michael Good once again back for another race? I think that's Michael Good. Actually, no. That's Levi Lipe in the 26. He's running as the 14. I was confused. He's labeling himself as a 26, but he's definitely the 14. So that's Levi Lipe, who hasn't raced in a few races. But when he has raced, he's never had a worse finish than 9th. So watch out for him as the race goes on. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. R2R Esports dominating the outside lane now. Almost all 4 of them are clear of traffic. It looks like Mitchell's about to be clear. So I think once Mitchell is clear, they're all going to immediately swoop down to the inside lane. This is teamwork at its finest right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, all of those teammates doing a great job here early. Remember what Arevalo said, though, who's leading right now? That 61 who is in 3rd. That is why Youngblood. He is the driver who is still in the playoffs for the R2R Esports, but he needs a win to lock himself in. So don't be surprised if they're going to work together to try to help that blue number 61 top speed graphics machine to the front as this race goes on. Already next time by, we're approaching lap 20 of 80. Which would mean we are just under 1/3 of the way done with this race. It's going to continue to fly by before you know it. 80 laps goes by quicker than you think here in Atlanta, even though it is a larger track. And we are still 2 by 2 across the racetrack. And if you're in the middle of the pack, somebody like Levi Lipe, you got to make sure you're watching your surroundings. Because you can't control anybody ahead of you. Meaning, if anybody ahead of you causes a wreck or gets involved in a wreck, you're along for the ride and you're just praying you can get through it. So if you're in the middle of the pack right now, obviously, you can't go anywhere, but at the same time, you're just hoping nothing happens ahead of you. Arevalo's still out front. It seems like the outside lane's momentum has seceded because, once again, here comes William Schmidt to the inside. Check out McKinney, though. McKinney's starting to get a bit aggressive here, pushing even harder in the 79. You can even see it. Look at this. He is glued to the back bumper of that 79. He's starting to realize that, you know, risk reward. If you push him hard enough, he'll get up to the front. You just got to hope you don't wiggle that car around enough where it causes a massive incident. But for now, it's working. The 79 of Schmidt back out front here from Atlanta. McKinney obviously wants that hat trick for Cottingham Racing. So watch out for him as the race goes on. A little bit wiggly across the racetrack now. Jordan Harrigan back. Almost 4 wide for a second with Caden Angulo and Michael Good. Now 3 wide with Sklodell. Sklodell's going to get sorted out on the outside lane. The cars in the back still fighting for momentum. They're the only cars 3 wide across the racetrack right now. Check this out. Looks like McKinney made a move to the outside lane. He left Schmidt out to dry, and now the 84 is going to get pushed by Arevalo. The only problem is Arevalo does not like the 84. He is on the opposite team, so he's not going to push that 84 easy. And that's why that 84 is having to push up block after block to make sure that 16 doesn't sabotage him and leave him out to dry. For now, he remains on the outside lane. Arevalo still on the inside. Here we go. That's what we were talking about. He's trying to sabotage the 84. Almost 3 wide, but it looks like the 84 gets back in line. Arevalo wants to continue to lead that outside lane's charge. Now that his rival's ahead of him, he's going to try to find a way past him. For now, though, it seems like McKinney is once again back on the outside lane and controlling. We're going to see if that continues to be a factor. Arevalo now to the outside lane. He is wanting the McKinney out of the situation entirely. His teammates are going to follow as well. Now we are 3 wide for the race lead. The outside lane, the third lane now gaining traction. The inside lane is also starting to spread out here. Schmidt is all alone. Going to have to block 3 lanes entering turn number 1. Where will he go? Top, middle, or bottom? Oh no! A wreck in the front! Cortinas goes around in front of the field. Who's involved? It's Claudel, Kane Agulo, Michael Good, and others, and caution flag waves for the second time. Started to make some unexpected moves, some moves that could have been controversial, and that causes a wreck to go around. Let's go back and see what happened. All happened entering turn number 1. Cortinas tries to link up with his teammate Arevalo, but he's just not clear. Right into McKinney. McKinney gets through it, but Skladell, Caden Gulo all with damage. Michael Good also in the middle of it. Great job by Jackson Cottingham getting through that carnage along with Jordan Herring. Not a severe wreck, but multiple cars with some damage now, including Zanny Cortinas, who was in the top 5. And we're under caution for the second time here tonight. Once again, under caution, it's time for our second commercial break. Stick with us on the R2R Broadcast Network to continue Atlanta coverage. Hey everybody, it's Zachariah, founder of R2R Sim Stock Motorsport Club and R2R Motorsports. If you're like me, trying to get into racing, obviously you're going to find out at some point that the graphics you make are probably not going to look that good on the track. I mean, you can look at a few of these examples on the screen right now, but it's quite obvious that at some point you're going to want to have a company start making stuff for you. And that's where Top Speed Graphics comes into play. Top Speed Graphics specializes in any sort of racing design, from painting your race cars to wrapping your race cars, to stickers, to t-shirts, even to ambulances. They wrap ambulances. Isn't that awesome? Top Speed Graphics is based out of Orchard Hill, Georgia. Now, a lot of people are probably going to just watch this video or commercial right now and say, wait, I don't even live in Georgia. This doesn't even matter to me. Why am I watching this? Well, if that is the case and you don't live in the middle of Georgia where nobody else lives, then you're in luck, because they can also promote to anywhere in the United States. All you have to do is send them the graphics or send them the product you want to be worked with, and they can send it right back to you. And they're also a Christian-based company, so they're very tight-knit, family-based, and they really love serving their community. Once again, thank you Top Speed Graphics for being the title sponsor of the R2R Winter Series. If you need anything from fleet branding to lettering to signage to vehicle, trailer, and truck work, apparel, or more, feel free to call them at 470-712-8052. You can also go to their website or contact them through email. If you have questions, you can also ask me and I can direct you to the correct link. And without further ado, let's get right back to the racing action. Once again, back on the R2R Broadcast Network, live coverage from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Second caution underway. Incident between multiple competitors, Zayden Cortinas, Caden Gulo, Michael Good, and a few others. If you're just now joining us, you didn't miss much. Lap 27 of 80 underway. All the drivers who have been in incidents are still in the race, still fighting for position. Race cars relatively clean. And the leaders are still William Schmidt and Aiden Arevalo, who have continued to dominate this race. Both of those lines have not been more dominant than the other, though. Both of them have been pretty even as the race has been progressing. Seems like whoever's pushing the drivers up front, they're doing enough where both lines aren't fiddling out of line, and they're both staying even. We're going to see if that continues to stay the case as the race goes on. We're already on lap 30 of 80 next time by, which means every lap ticks down. That means less time for these drivers to make moves. The question is, who is going to be out front at the end of this thing, and possibly, if they're a playoff driver, lock their way into the final round of the playoffs. One driver who does not necessarily need a win, though, is William Schmidt right now. Obviously, coming into this race tonight, he has about a 50-point cushion. So, the only way a driver can really push him out is if they get all the bonus points and a win, which is pretty much impossible. So, with that being said, Schmidt should be good. Even if he does not win this race, he has enough point cushions where he should be locked in. But for Miles Davis, Wyatt Youngblood, Davian Tobin, and Jordan Herring, all of them, they are trying to get a win tonight because a win would lock their way into the final round. And if not, they could be at risk to missing the championship round of the Winter Series playoffs, which everybody wants to have a shot at. We are 1 to green on the pace car, so we're going back green this time by. Off at turn number 4, the pace car once again will come down. Had about a 20-lap green flag cycle there. We're going to see how long it takes for them to once again push a little bit too hard and cause another incident. For now, though, pace car back down, the field back in order, and green flag back in the air from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Green flag, green flag.
What a restart from William Schmidt. He leads the field. However, at a track like Atlanta, sometimes a restart is not what you need. His teammate, at least in the draft, Ingram, is now completely separated, and now the draft is on the outside lane. Arevalo, Youngblood, and Mitchell, all teammates, they're linked up. They could be imposing a massive run here on the 79. For now, they have to continue to stay on the outside lane, but here they come. This is what the draft does for you. Will Schmidt throw a block here on the 16? He goes up top. Yes, he will. Schmidt's going to go up top. Now he goes back down low, seeing a run from Michael Bravatt and Davian Tobin. And once again, both lanes are even. I have a feeling it's going to be like that the entire night. Lap 30 of 80, and we've seen it for the last 30 laps. No reason why we also shouldn't see it for the next 50 laps. How about Wyatt Youngblood, though? Sabotaging on his teammate, possibly, but back to the outside lane he goes. Going to give a massive push to Aiden Arevalo entering turn number 3. What's up, Aaron May? Arevalo has a small advantage exiting turn number 4. Youngblood gets a bit loose, though. You saw that little bit of a jork from his wheel. Gets back in line, though, giving a hard bump to the 16. He leads a lap. If you're Youngblood, obviously you're going to push Aiden, but at some point, you know that Aiden wants to hopefully help you get the victory. So, at some point, don't be surprised if Arevalo gives up his spot to the 61, possibly putting him up in front of the main line and giving him a shot at this win as the race progresses. Gotta give these drivers credit. So far, this has been a thrilling race. Both lines have been completely even, not going anywhere. I'm telling you right now, though, this track is very narrow. Every driver wants to win. Once we hit about 20 laps to go, I guarantee you, they're not going to stay too wide anymore. We're going to start going 3 wide, possibly even 4 wide, as these drivers get a little bit more aggressive. But for now, we're 2 wide across the field. Drivers trying to help out their respective allies. And check out the back of the field. Multiple drivers in the thick of it. 3 wide, Davian Tobin and a few others battling for spots. Ever since the lagging incident earlier, Tobin's had some issues. Now ahead of him, Jordan Herring is also now 3 wide with a little bit of issues in the middle of that racetrack. Now he has to get a push from the 65. 3 wide in the back of the pack. We're going to see if that causes any issues. For now, they remain green flag racing. Arevalo dips down low. He's going to sabotage his teammates here. He's now going to go with William Schmidt and Caden Gulo. That's going to put Wyatt Youngblood to the top of the outside lane. But maybe that's what I was talking about. Maybe that's what Arevalo wants. But that's not going to happen because now Schmidt goes to the outside lane. He now controls the line. But before that happens, a caution's going to be around the back. Multiple drivers involved. Zayden Cortines goes for a spin for the second time tonight. It looks like Levi Lipe also with minor damage. And caution flag waves for the 3rd time. That one didn't look as major, but once again, Zayden Cortines just cannot avoid a wreck here tonight. Let's go back and see what happened. That was in the back of the pack where all the incidents have been here tonight. Cortines gets loose in the Tobin. What a save by Davian Tobin. Looks like Cortines and Levi Light the only cars to go around. Let's get an onboard shot there with Davian Tobin, one of your playoff drivers, as he found a way through that one. Wreck happens right ahead of him. Call it luck or call it skill, but gets a little bit of a tap from Caden Gulo. Puts his car back level and just finds a way past the 50 car, and his car is still clean. had 2 commercial breaks, so now it's time for the driver interview. Up in the front of the field right now, it's William Schmidt. Of course, he usually does not have a microphone, so we cannot talk to him. But who we can talk to is 3rd place Chase Ingram, who I actually did promise an interview yesterday after he flipped about 7 times at Las Vegas. So let's get a word with Ingram, see what his strategy is here tonight. Chase Ingram, it's Cartilage in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I did promise you an interview, so now we have you in the booth. Obviously, you're down pit road, but I know I have some questions for you. First of all, we couldn't get you yesterday. How was that flip at Las Vegas? It seemed like it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so, usually when I flip, I'm like, oh my god. But, yeah, that was, really one of my worst flips in race that I've had.
Yeah,
And somehow I managed to come back and finish 5th from that.
Yeah, that was crazy. The fact that you came back in the top 5 following that flip is pretty insane. That just shows you anything can happen. Well, obviously you're out of the playoffs. You're in, a hole. In the round of 12, you were eliminated. But, of course, you're still looking for your first win since Daytona. If you win this race, though, you have pretty much almost sweep the super speedways this season, with 2 of 3 have been won by you. So what's your strategy here tonight? Trying to get up front, maybe get help from Caden Gula, your teammate, to possibly get that win.
Just, hope the guys in front of me slip up, because it's basically a gridlock out here. I can't really make any moves.
Yeah, we were seeing that throughout the race. It seems like everybody's too wide. No one's really trying to push it 3 wide yet. When they did, it caused a wreck. So
here's the thing. If we had the option of the apron, I feel like it wouldn't be so much of a gridlock.
yeah, but apron causes so much issues. It's a lot more cleaner when we can just avoid it altogether. But obviously, there's still ways to get past here. You can go 3 wide, sometimes even 4 wide at this racetrack on the front stretch. So is your goal here just to try to find the right moves here late in this race and maybe find a way to get that victory?
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck, Chase. I know I promised you an interview, so good talking to you. Good luck as the race goes on. Hopefully, commentator curse, hopefully you don't flip again. That would be great, right?
If I flip again, I'll do something. I don't know.
You'll blame me because I just cursed you.
Yeah, yeah, you're getting all the blame for it.
All right, well, good luck. We'll see you around. Some new guys in the chat. We're up to 20 viewers. That's a bit more on schedule. What's up, RPO Bob? I missed like half the race. Well, you're now here, and you didn't miss much. You're now actually in the thick of it. Make sure to stay, because I guarantee you, you're not gonna regret it one bit. Atlanta is such a fun racetrack. Looks like a few cars that stay out here. 4, I am counting. Smith, Pravat, McKinney, and Herring. Looks like they all stayed out. The first car out from pit road is Aiden Arevalo, it seems. So we'll see if the 4 cars who stayed out will have a shot to stay up front, or if those tires will start to fade away as the race goes on. Some German guy says Ingram is going to flip now. Hey, commentator curse has happened before. I guarantee you it could happen again. That would be funny. Appreciate all of y'all viewership. We've had a little bit of a downturn on the viewers as the races have gone on. Feel free to invite your friends to watch these streams as well. We always love having new people show up and show out. Possibly some fans could turn into drivers as the Summer Series comes up in a few months. So if you're interested in that, feel free to stick with us as the season finishes. You'll have more information on that as the months come along. For now, though, we're going to restart. 2 non-playoff drivers, Michael Pravat and Gavin Smith, still looking for their first win on the season. They're going to bring us back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air from Atlanta.
Green flag, green flag.
Good start from the inside lane. The 45 leads the field with McKinney right behind. Entering turn number 1 on lap 38 of 80. 2 laps short of halfway. Check out how much the field spread out there. Exiting turn number 1 and 2. Look at that. The field is completely separated right now. 2 separate packs exiting turn number 2 as they all try to find their way back into a rhythm. That's how it works in Atlanta. On the restarts, it takes a few laps to get into rhythm before you really get back all concluded into one pack. Looks like McKinney, he tried to make a move there on the outside lane of Pravat. Kind of looked up and then went back in line. And now, it looks like Pravat is starting to get a bit loose on the inside lane. McKinney trying to make it 3 wide there for a second. And here comes Aiden Arevalo back out front from Atlanta. Like he never even lost the lead. That 16 is now leading this race. But now, He is all alone. He's a sitting duck, and here comes both lanes with a whole head of steam. Outside lane led by Jordan Herring and William Schmidt. We'll see if they can make a move on this 16. Jordan Herring, he came into this race the lowest in the round of 6. He definitely does need a win to lock himself in. And if he wants to start leading this race to win, he's got to start doing it soon, as we are 1 lap short of halfway, and he is still yet to lead a lap tonight. Maybe it's time for him to start showing up and showing out in P2 right now, trying to find a groove. Herring to the inside lane, right on cue. That's what I was thinking was going to happen. 72 to the inside of the 16, new leader. It's a 72 of Jordan Herring. He gives a bumper tap to the 16 of Arevalo, and that forces Arevalo back up to the front. I don't know if that move was the right move there for the 72. He tried to give a tap to the 16 to put off his momentum, but it actually helped him out. He is now once again leading this race, and he is back out front. Inside lane, all of a sudden, is starting to lose the track position. Herring is now falling all the way back to P5, and now the top 3 clear of traffic, move to the inside lane. Tobin, Schmidt, and Arevalo now your top 3 at Atlanta. Now Schmidt, he's going to sabotage the 16. 79 to the point to the outside lane. Schmidt and Arevalo obviously are not major rivals, but when it comes to, you know, first and second in the point standings, they're definitely rivals. Both of them are the most favorites to win the championship, and they want to start proving to each other why each of them are better than the other. So don't be surprised if we see more moves like what the 79 made to the 16 as the race goes on. Check that out. Arevalo gave a tap to Gavin Smith, and now he's forced 3 wide. Gavin Smith now forced 3 wide. Jackson Cunningham maybe goes to the outside as well. Could we start seeing a third lane of traffic? No, we won't, because a caution is out. Multiple cars around.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Didn't take long for the 3 wide to turn into a wreck. Jackson Cunningham goes for a spin alongside a few others, including Mateo Mitchell and Caden Gulo and Cam Geethers. Arevalo's truck looks so clean. Well, it's a pretty bare truck. It's just black with a few sponsors on it. We call it the backup machine because we forgot there were trucks tonight, so we didn't make a scheme for him. So he's just running a bare black paint scheme with Mass Audio on it. We're calling it the backup car. But caution flag waves. I do want to see what happened there to those drivers. Jackson Cunningham now losing his back bumper. Once again, it happened once we hit the 3 wide. Seems like whenever the drivers start going 3 wide, that's when a wreck ensues. Let's go back and see what happened. There's Gavin Smith going 3 wide. Jackson Cunningham now is 3 wide. Now it's 4 wide for a second with Gulo, and that's what's going to do it. Cunningham thinks he's clear. He is not. Multiple cars involved, including at the last second as well. Isaac Smith and Cam Geethers and Caden Gulo all go around alongside Cunningham and Mateo Mitchell. And Caden Gulo is now out of the race. So it looks like he already used his fast repair, so he'll be the first car out of this race. He will not once again get his first win here tonight. He's been so close numerous times this season as well. Well, we're once again under caution, and the leaders are Schmidt, Tobin, and Arevalo. Looks like the drivers who stayed out last time are also still staying out now. Isaac Smith comes down pit road, but he was already involved in that last caution. Sorry about that, guys. I disconnected my cord. Y'all, you know, the one downside with doing stuff like this is, you know, you gotta just, you know, you're in the fate of technology. If your Wi-Fi goes down, if the drivers start to glitch out, if my microphone gets disconnected from the USB port, you know, so much things can go wrong. That's the only downside of esports is that, you know, you're reliant on technology. So, had to go to a quick commercial break as I put my microphone cord back in. Gotta love that. Everybody's saying rest in peace, Gulo. So, Gulo is out. A few drivers who are actually having trouble tonight is Miles Davis, and the problem with that, and now he's starting to blink again. The problem with Miles Davis is he needed a good result here tonight, and he is currently not in a place to do so whatsoever. He is back in 18th, and he's been blinking all night. He started on the pole, but ever since he started, you can even see it right now. His internet is having issues. He came into this race only 7 points ahead of Wyatt Youngblood, and right now he is having terrible internet issues. He needs to find a way to figure it out, or else he could be out of this round because of internet, and I'm sure that would be a pretty brutal way to go out in the playoffs, that's for sure. But there's still a race left to come if he can fix it and get some luck with maybe Youngblood getting in his own respective incidents. He still has a shot. We'll have to see what goes down, though, as the race goes on. For now, Youngblood is currently in 8th. Tobin is currently in 2nd, so according to the playoffs, if the race finished right now, Tobin would actually move on. So Davian Tobin, he also has a shot at getting this victory and getting into the next round. Watch out for him. Resetting our ticker as well. Halfway through, always resetting the ticker. So ignore the black screen for 2 seconds. It'll be William Schmidt and Davian Tobin who will take us back to the green flag. Still plenty of racing action yet to come here from Atlanta. The question is, what is yet to come? Only time will tell. We'll have a ticker off the screen for just a second, but broadcast is still all good. Once again, coming back to the restart zone, green flag is back in the air from Atlanta.
Green, green, green.
Schmidt leads us back. Arevalo in second place with Davian Tobin leading the outside lane. Back entering turn 1 and 2. In the field once again separated. Entering turn 3 and 4 once again. Ignore the black screen for 2 more seconds. Schmidt and Arevalo still lead the inside lane. How about Derek Skladell now in the top 3? He is now up to P3 on the racetrack. He is trying to find his way up through the track. He's actually going to get heavily loose. And Jordan Herring is starting to blink out too. I don't know if it's an iRacing issue, but the internet for everybody has just seemed so bad the last few days. I'm not sure what's going down, but Herring is also blinking. That 72 Freight Auctions third on the outside lane, having his own issues here tonight. But he is third on the outside lane still. In a shot to win this race. Aiden Arevalo now leads once again with Davian Tobin right behind. Derek Skladell now up to P2. He'll slot it on the inside lane. He's an affiliate of R2R, so watch out for that 10 machine. He's basically like a 5th driver here tonight. Herring is really loose off of the first turn there. You saw that for a second. He was sliding across the racetrack, trying to find his way through the track surface. But we remain green flag racing for now. Haven't checked the onboard for Arevalo in quite a bit. He's still leading this race, but now he's blocking 2 lanes of traffic. All it takes is one wrong move and he gets sorted out all the way to the back. Here goes Herring to the outside, almost wrecks the 16. You saw the wheel movement from Arevalo, had to take evasive action right there as Herring, he's starting to make his notice clear that he wants to make it to the next round, and he's going to fight for it. To the outside lane he goes, trying to get that lead back to lead his first lap here tonight. McKinney goes to the outside lane to help the 72. Arevalo has no help whatsoever, and here comes the 72 of Jordan Herring. For the first time tonight, he leads his first lap, and we are 30 laps to go from Atlanta. McKinney now goes to the inside lane, sabotaging the 72. Got to give credit to Jamie McKinney. He has been lights out recently, trying to get his 3rd win on the season. And he is now fighting for this lead with Arevalo now being the one to push him. Last time Arevalo was pushing the 84, he tried so hard to sort him out of line. Nowhere to really go right now on the inside lane. We're going to see what the 16 decides to do. Michael Good in the middle of this pack. Good is was apparently not racing at all anymore, but he's back in the field again, possibly one of his last starts. Watch out for him. I'm sure he would love to win tonight as well. 3 wide on back. Chase Ingram and multiple others all under a blanket right now. There's only 29 laps to go. These guys in the back got to start figuring out soon. It looks like Arevalo got sorted out. He's stuck on the apron, and he falls all the way back outside the top 12. Not sure what happened to him, but he's now all the way in the back. Jordan Herring now out front. William Schmidt right behind. How about Levi Light now up to third? The top 2 are pulling away. Schmidt and Herring doing a great job up front. It's a 2-car tandem. It's like 2011 all over again. And they're starting to pull away right now. We'll see how long it takes for these drivers to get back in line. Find their way up to the front. For now, the top 2 are pulling away. How about Mizell and Michael Good, 2 underdogs, 3rd and 4th, not in the playoffs and yet to win this season. They would love to get their first win here tonight. And here comes the 77, trying to make his move up front. Michael Good goes to the inside. Mizell goes to the outside. McKinney goes down to help his teammate Good. Tobin, the playoff driver, goes up top. Once again, 2x2 racing led by William Schmidt, who's won 6 times this season. He knows how to win, but he's never won at a super speedway. Maybe tonight's the night. For now, he's leading the race, and they're bumping and banging for P2 right now. Battles ensuing across the racing surface. 26 laps to go. When will they boil over? That's also the question. Every single time the drivers start to go 3 wide, it seems like that's when a wreck ensues. Don't be surprised if once one of these drivers try to find a way up to the track, a wreck ensues again. Only time will tell. The 2 lanes right now, though, are up and down across the track right now. Not lifting one bit. They're pushing each other to the limits right now, and there's still 25 laps to go from Atlanta. Herring leads with Schmidt on the inside lane. What line will prevail? Only time will tell. For now, they are even. 2x2x2x2, all the way back to P15. The playoff drivers, Herring. The outside lane starting to fade away. Herring falling back now to P3. It's once again William Schmidt out front, being pushed by Michael Good. Michael Good would love to win here. That number 7 machine has been so hungry, and it could be one of his final starts due to personal issues. So he is all out. He is probably one of the most determined drivers to win tonight. And behind him is his teammate McKinney, who I'm sure is going to help him get this victory if the time and if everything comes into play for that to happen. He's getting severely loose on the inside lane, though, zigzagging across the racetrack. He's getting hard pushes from the 84. He's still clean for now, but we've had some close calls. We still maintain green flag racing, 22 laps to go. As each lap ticks by, less and less time these drivers have for the playoffs. If you haven't known already, go ahead and take a picture of the playoff format. The top 2 are locked in. The battle is between Davis, Youngblood, Tobin, and Herring. A win locks them in, and if not, it's based off points. Miles Davis had a 7-point advantage off of Youngblood. Right now, though, he's had an abysmal race. Stuck in 18th place. He is not locked in right now. So it's pretty much, if you win, you're locked in. If not, it's whoever has the highest position. Except for Jordan Herring, who's 20 points back. Herring is the only driver in the top 6 who needs a win, and he's up in the front right now. I know that's what his goal is here tonight. Watch out for him. We're 3 wide. McKinney gets stuck 3 wide on the inside lane. Scladell is now stuck in the middle. This is every single rule book for when a wreck is being caused. And we are bumping and banging. Oh my goodness, Herring's going to get turned. No, he's not. He saves it. We're still green. Somehow the 72 has hold on to it. It looked like he got turned, but somehow he is still in the groove, and we are still green for now. Still 3 wide on back, and he is loose. I think he has some rear damage. Looks like his left rear is bent up a bit, and now he's falling back. They're still bumping and banging. Mizell almost gets turned into Tobin, but we are still green, and we maintain track position for now. Still 3 wide with Pravat and Cottingham. Cottingham slides at the racetrack, almost causes a wreck of his own, but we stay green for now. Close calls, but still no caution. Michael Good and William Schmidt battling for the lead. We are still 2x2. I told y'all that it's going to be 2x2 until the very last second of this race. Up until 3 or 4 laps to go, I guarantee you we're going to be 2x2. And when somebody does make a move, I guarantee you it's not going to be easy. All of these drivers are going to wait for somebody else to do it. And at some point, someone's going to get impatient and make the move themselves. The question is, when is that impatient move going to happen? For now, though, we maintain green flag racing. And look at this. Miles Davis may get lapped. He wants a wreck now. If he gets lapped, that could ruin his playoff chances. Back there in P18 right now. He's going to go to the apron. Great move by the 25. Seeing that they're 2 wide, doesn't want to cause a wreck of his own. He goes on the apron, goes 1 lap down. 17 laps to go from Atlanta. William Schmidt still out front, looking for win number 7 on the year. Michael Good and Gavin Smith, 2x2 on back. Both of those drivers not in the playoffs. In fact, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all not in the playoffs. Actually, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th all not in the playoffs. A bunch of underdogs can win. Cottingham falls out of line. He got bumped out of the way. Now he falls back, but we still maintain green flag action. The question is, when will they boil over? It's going to happen at some point. For now, though, it hasn't happened yet. R2R, they've been starting to fade out. Youngblood is back there outside the top 12 right now. He needs to start working his way up because he needs a win to lock himself in. There's his teammate Arevalo right ahead of him, so he has help above. The question is it going to be too late when he makes that move? It looks like they're going to start to make it now. They're going 3 wide. Arevalo is 3 wide with Mitchell right now. And Mizell. Check this out. We're starting the impatient train early. These drivers want to make moves now, and we are 3 wide from Atlanta. Will this cause a wreck, or will it work out? It's a high risk-reward factor, but if it does work out, it usually works out big. Now we're 4 wide, and it's not going to work out. It looks like they were going to wreck, but somehow Herring saves it again. We maintain green flag action for now. I cannot believe Herring once again held onto that race car. He was sideways 3 times in the last 10 laps. So much so that I even thought he was wrecking. But somehow, we're still green. The top 7 are single file. On back, though, it is a battle. It is a hornet's nest 8th on back. And these drivers are all fighting for a win. 13 laps to go is not a lot of time in Atlanta to make a move. So these guys got to start making moves right here, right now. Ingram, he tries to make it 2 wide. Levi Leip doesn't want to go with him. He's going to stay on the inside lane, so Ingram's now going to fall back to P7. So much things can happen here late. Wyatt Youngblood is one of those drivers who needs to win if he wants a chance at the playoffs to end the round of 3 championship. He has a teammate ahead of him who's able to work with him to get this win. But only 12 laps to go. They got to start making moves right here, right now. And he's now stuck 3 wide. Arevalo goes up top, tries to get the draft to help him. I cannot believe we are still green. We've had so much close calls throughout the last 10 laps, yet we're still holding on to it. Arevalo gets to the wall. He's now falling back. Troubles for Arevalo. He hits the wall and now falls all the way to the end of the longest line. And now, Youngblood's all alone on the outside lane, fending for himself as he tries to get this playoff spot. Next time by is 10 laps to go. Derek Scladelli's going to fall out of line, stuck on the inside lane. He's going to fall to the back. The inside lane is completely disoriented. McKinney's going to fall back a bit, but now here comes Schmidt and Gavin Smith back to the inside lane. 3 wide once again on back. Herring, Mazel, Arevalo, Levi Leip, and others all battling for position. 10 laps to go from Atlanta. And they continue to battle further back. Schmidt is continuing to lead. Check this out. A playoff driver who needs to win entering the mix. It's Davian Tobin. Up to P2 on the outside lane. If finishing orders finish where they are right now, he would be the third and final driver in. And that would be huge for the 65. He is the only driver in the round of 6 who has never won this season. He is the biggest underdog entering this round. And he has a very likely shot to be the final driver in the playoffs in the round of 3 championship. He noses out up front with help from Chase Ingram, and he now leads the field with 9 laps to go. Check this out, Wyatt Youngblood now entering the mix, 4th on the outside lane, and now we're 3 wide on back with Herring and Arevalo, Cortinas as well. 8 laps to go. We are 8 laps to the white flag. Will they make it 8 times back around, or will we see a green-white checkered? Once again, only time will tell. Some German guy says, grab your popcorn. Absolutely. These final 8 laps are not only deciding wins, they're deciding the fates of 4 drivers' playoffs hopes out of a first career championship in the R2R Winter Series. Only one of them can do it, and as the race goes on, the aggressive level is going to keep going up. 7 laps now left to go. Davian Tobin clear of traffic. He's the new leader. He ducks to the inside lane. Now here comes Chase Ingram side by side. He has not won since Daytona. We were talking to him. He said he would love to win tonight. He wants that second win on the season, and he is now to the point. Chase Ingram is now our new leader at Daytona. But he's stuck 3 wide. He makes the wrong move. Michael Good gets back in line, though, so he's once again 2 by 2. He gets really loose, though, and straight in the wall he goes. Ingram goes around. It's a 1-car incident, but it's enough to throw a caution, and caution flag waves for the 4th time here tonight. Caution flag is out. It finally boiled over, but it wasn't in a big way. 1-car incident with Chase Ingram, who gets turned in front of the field. Somehow, some way, nobody else was involved. Let's go back and see what happened. Surprised it only took out 1 car. At times it looked like they were going to wreck the entire field, but it turns out only 1 car goes around. Let's see what happened here to Chase Ingram. He finally was up on the front for the first time here tonight. And once he got up there, that's when it started to boil over for him. Gets loose and gets hooked by Michael Good on accident. Goes straight in the wall. And caution flag is out. That's going to put us into about a 4 or 5 laps to go territory. We're not going to be going back in with a lot of laps. Let's check out the race recap and see how much laps are left here. It's not a lot. Yeah, we're going to restart with about 3 or 4 laps to go. Right now we have 5 laps to go. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. The current leader is Davian Tobin. Why is that big? Well, here's why. Here's the playoff picture. If you have still yet to see it. Tobin came into this race 9 points behind 3rd place, the cut line. And, well, you may say, well, even though he's leading, doesn't Miles Davis have an advantage? Well, no, that's not the case, because Miles Davis has had an abysmal race. He is all the way back in 18th with damage. If he finishes right there, he's not even in conversation for the playoffs. So here's the battle right now. If Davis finishes 18th, the battle is between 4th, 5th, and 6th for the final spot. Youngblood, where's he at? He's currently back there in P6. He has a shot to win. Where's Tobin at? He's currently up in P1. Those 2 drivers, if Youngblood, Tobin, and Herring don't win, whoever finishes better, unless it's by 1 or 2 positions, that's going to decide the final spot. But if one of them win, that's going to decide the spot, and that's where Herring comes into play. Jordan Herring's still in the race back in P9. He is unable to point his way in. He's too far back. He needs a win to lock himself in. But he has a clean race car. He's in 9th. If everything goes his way, he still has a shot. So the battle is between those 4 drivers, but right now it looks like only 3 of them have a shot, and it's the 3 drivers who came into this race below the cut line. Bob saying a Davian comeback would be insane. Well, that's absolutely true, because when you think about Davian Tobin's season, you don't think of domination. You don't think of a championship-worthy season. Why is that? Well, he is the only driver in the round of 6 who does not have a win. He has never won this season. He hasn't even had a better finish than 3rd this season, but he has been the most consistent driver in the field. And that put himself in the round of 6. He just barely got in the round of 6 too. Remember, he only beat Chase Ingram by a few points to lock himself into this round. He was the worst seed coming into this race. And now, he is the most likely driver to make his way into the 3rd and final spot, and possibly can run for an underdog championship with the likes of William Schmidt, who has 6 wins, and Aiden Arevalo, who has 2. So watch out for Tobin, but also watch out for Wyatt Youngblood back there with teammate support in P6, and Jordan Herring back there in P9. If there is positive news for Miles Davis, though, it is that he got the lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap with a clean race car back in P18. So watch out for that. Miles Davis is not out of this race. He had a 7-point cushion over 4th place. As long as the driver does not win, he only needs 7 spots in between him and another driver. So he's back on the lead lap with a clean race car. Watch out for that. But ladies and gentlemen, not a lot of time to calculate those point standings, because we are going back green this time led by the underdog round of 6 driver, Davian Tobin. Back to the restart zone we go. We're going to restart with just a handful of laps remaining. Who's going to get it done? Green flag back in the air from Atlanta with 3 laps to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Playoff hopes and dreams on the line. Tobin leads the field back to green, and there's the aggressiveness. The back of the field is an all-on Hornets' nest as they try to find their way into a playoff spot. In the front of the field, though, it's the battle for the playoffs. Watch the 65, the 61, and the 72. The 72 gets loose, though. Herring with issues. He continues to fall back. And if we stay green, the battle is going to be between the 65 and the 61. Watch for Tobin and Youngblood. They're side by side for P3 as Schmidt leads the field with 2 laps to go. William Schmidt looking for the 7th win on the season, looking to be the number 1 seed entering the final round. And check this out, 3rd place are the 2 playoff drivers battling for position, 65 versus 61. Tobin gets settled down. He's now stuck in the middle, 3 wide. This could be season catastrophe for the 65. He's stuck in the middle for 3 wide, but now Youngblood is also stuck. He's stuck on the outside lane, and the white flag is in the air. Herring, too far back. A wreck ensues in the back of the field. But we're on the white flag. As they battle for the lead, this is the battle for the championship 3. 65 versus 61. And for the lead, it is Michael Good versus William Schmidt. Michael Good to the lead. The fan favorite with so much to win for is now leading. And they battle for the final spot on back. To the line they go. Your winner is going to be Michael Good. And for the final spot, Youngblood beats Tobin and he enters the round of 3 championships. Actually, we got to think about this. Davis is in 13th. So watch out for that. But how about Michael Good? The fan favorite is going to victory lane at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That is going to be the most popular win on the season. Michael Good has had so much personal issues this season. This could have been his final start in the series, and he just won for the first time in the R2R Winter Series. We're going to add up the points live on the broadcast for all of you guys to hear, but first we have to talk to Michael Good. He's going to come to the start-finish line to burn it down. Michael Good, you have won at Atlanta. How does it feel?
It feels awesome, dude. That's exactly what I needed. This week has been anything but good for me, dude. This is exactly what I needed to finish off this week. I feel amazing right now.
Wow. Guys, I know you guys in the stream probably are not aware, but Michael Good has had so much personal issues this week. This could have been his final start in the series, and he is a winner in the R2R Winter Series. He's never going to ask that question again. Cottingham Racing has 2 of their drivers winning this season, and Michael Good has just won for the first time in his career.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Burning it down, soaking it in. How does it feel, Michael Good?
Feels amazing, dude. I don't even think I have the words.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the chat is going absolutely crazy right now, spamming the W's in the chat. This was probably the most popular win on the season. So much controversy has been with you this season with your personal issues, but you know, with your this could have been your final few starts. I guarantee you didn't think you were going to win in this series, but you're never going to have to answer that question again. You are a winner in the R2R Winner Series, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
A non-playoff driver wins once again. Cottingham Racing, by the way, has won 2 out of the 3 races in this round. That is pretty remarkable. Possibly showing up for the summer series, and they're actually going to do they're going to do a rundown lap now. Michael, I know you're soaking in this victory, but we also have to add up the points here. So bear with us. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Davis had a 7-point cushion on Youngblood. Davis finishes 13th, Youngblood finishes 3rd. That's 10 points, but remember, incident points are also involved. As Michael Good does his victory lap with Jackson Cottingham, I'm going to add up the points live for all of y'all on stream. This is so important for the playoff drivers. So as Michael Good does his victory lap, we still are not clear who has made the final round. We're going to find out right now on the stream. I'm adding up the points actively right now on Sim Racer Hub. And while I'm doing that, Michael, I don't know if this is your last start, but all I got to say, man, is congratulations on this win.
Thank you so much, man.
This is huge for Jackson Cottingham Racing, and this is huge for you. I know you said you've had a terrible week yourself. I'm not going to go into it, but all I'm going to say is it's not good for you. And, you know, I'm sure this no pun intended, this race probably made your week probably one of the gooder weeks.
Yes.
Michael Good. Congratulations. We're now adding the points live for everybody on the broadcasts. The question is, they had 10 points between Youngblood and Davis. Do the math, that's Youngblood by 3 points, but we also have to factor in the fact that incident points and bonus points. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Miles Davis won the pole, so he gets 2 bonus points for that. Hold on, guys, this may be a tie for the final spot. I need everybody, hold on, guys, I'm going to ping on the broadcast. We are going to have everybody listening on this. I'm going to go in the meeting room. We're going to have all this happen right now. Ignore this. This is good enough for the broadcast. We are adding points live on the broadcast. Everybody needs to get in. This could be the closest battle for a playoff spot I think I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Michael Good. We're still live on the broadcast for one reason. We do not know who has the final spot. So we're going to share our screen here. It's between Youngblood and Miles Davis. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Youngblood finishes 3rd. Davis finishes 13th. You can do the math. 7 points between Youngblood and Davis. That would put Youngblood 3 points ahead. But you also have to remember, Miles Davis won the pole, which is 2 bonus points. We're adding up the points live on the broadcast. I will give you an official word when we know it. We have over 17 people in the meeting room, also hoping for the best. We're adding up the points right now. I will give you guys the official points as I add them up. We are doing them right now on the broadcast. This is for the final spot in the playoffs. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Miles Davis got 2 bonus points. Let's check out the incident points as well. Miles Davis got 1 incident point. Youngblood also got 1. Okay. Let's add it up for the final points, guys. 37 points to Youngblood. That would put him at, let's see. We're using the calculator because I want to make sure we get this accurate. So Youngblood finishes with 31-16. Davis, in order for him to be locked into the next round, he needs to score 30 points. By my math. Let me make sure that's right one more time. That sounds low. I'm going to make sure one more time, ladies and gentlemen. 30-79 plus 37 is 31-16. And Miles Davis has 30-86. So, that means he has to have 30 points. Miles Davis, he finishes with a grand total of 29 points. By 1 point, ladies and gentlemen. Wyatt Youngblood is moving on to the round of 3. Let's make sure. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Can you all hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all can hear me now. I know it sounds terrible. It's on my webcam microphone. Okay. Alright, guys. I'm sorry. I added up the points. Hold on. I'm listening to... Alright, there we go. Sorry, guys, about that. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. I'm going to restart the stream just in case. Okay. They can't hear me, so I'm going to end the stage for everybody on there. Ladies and gentlemen, so it seems like Wyatt Youngblood just made it by 1 point. That's what I'm looking at right now. I had to redo it, guys. All right, we're back in. Sorry, guys, we're back in. I'm back in the... I'm back in it. Okay, so, gotta make sure I'm on the stream again. I'm talking on 2 platforms right now, so... Okay, so, I'm just gonna have to deal with the bad audio for now. That's what I'm looking at. So, let me switch it again. Alright, guys, so, sorry. I'm talking on 2 platforms right now. Unofficially, because we have to do the post-race... Wyatt Youngblood finishes 3rd. That's what he needed to beat Miles Davis by 1 single point. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to... With that being said, unofficially, if you want to go into Discord to find out the official results, because we have to do all these post-race stuff, you'll find out the final 3. But as of now, it's going to be Arevalo, Schmidt, and Youngblood fighting for a title. Have a good night. We'll see you around on the R2R Broadcast Network. Congratulations, Michael Good, on getting the win, by the way. That was incredible. Fan favorite win. Until then, next Friday, we'll see ya.